7 ancient technologies that shouldn't have existed. What if history isn't what we think it is? What if, hidden beneath the ruins of the world's oldest civilizations, there are traces of technologies so advanced they shouldn't have existed at all? Today, we're diving into 7 mind-bending discoveries that challenge everything we thought we knew about the ancient world. From precision-engineered stonework that, honestly, defies modern tools, to power sources older than the pyramids themselves, these are the mysteries that even science can't explain away. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button if you love ancient mysteries, and drop your theory in the comments below. Could these be the work of forgotten civilizations, or something else entirely? Let's begin our countdown with mysterious number 7. In 1901, sponge divers working off the Greek island of Antikythera stumbled upon the wreck of a Roman cargo ship that had lain silent on the seafloor for nearly 2 millennia. Among marble statues, amphora, and coins, they found something no one expected. A corroded lump of bronze and wood that, once cleaned, revealed a complex system of interlocking gears, unlike anything else from the ancient world. It would later be called the Antikythera Mechanism, and it changed everything we thought we knew about ancient science. This 2,000-year-old device could predict eclipses, track the movements of planets, chart lunar cycles, and even forecast Olympic Games dates, functions that predate mechanical clocks by over 1,000 years. For decades, scholars argued it had to be a one-off anomaly, a spark of genius that vanished with its maker. But as technology advanced, new forms of imaging peeled back its secrets. In 2005, X-ray tomography revealed a labyrinth of 37 bronze gears, each with precisely cut teeth, aligned with mathematical accuracy to within 1 degree of celestial motion. That level of precision shouldn't have existed until the Renaissance. Then, in 2024, divers returning to the same wreck made a startling discovery: tiny bronze fragments buried in sediment with gear markings identical in pitch and spacing to the original mechanism, but larger. If confirmed, these belong to a second mechanism, possibly a more advanced model built by the same workshop. That changes the story entirely. If more than one existed, this wasn't a singular miracle. It was part of a technological tradition, perhaps an industry of scientific instruments crafted by Hellenistic engineers whose knowledge later disappeared. Some scholars point toward Hipparchus of Rhodes, the father of trigonometry. Others whisper of Archimedes himself, known for his lost treatise on planetary gearings. The craftsmanship hints at a network of mathematicians and artisans so advanced that when their world collapsed under Rome's conquest, their technology vanished with them. And so, the Antikythera Mechanism may not be unique after all. It might be the surviving heartbeat of a forgotten age of mechanical astronomy, one that was buried by time, shipwrecks, and silence. Who built these machines? And why did that brilliance vanish without a trace? Maybe, somewhere in the Aegean's depths, their lost workshop still waits to be found. In the 1930s, archaeologists excavating near Kujut Rabu, close to modern-day Baghdad, uncovered a set of unremarkable clay jars. Each contained a copper cylinder sealed with an iron rod and traces of an acidic residue, perhaps vinegar or wine. At first glance, they looked like containers for scrolls or papyri. But when researchers at the National Museum of Iraq tried a simple experiment, something astonishing happened. The jars produced electricity. The so-called Baghdad Batteries generate roughly 1 volt each. On their own, that's trivial, but connect a dozen in series and the voltage climbs high enough to electroplate metals, coating objects in thin layers of gold or silver. For decades, mainstream archaeology dismissed the idea as pseudoscience, saying the jars were merely storage vessels for sacred scrolls. But new studies in 2023 and 2024 by materials scientists in Germany have reignited the debate. Using 3D scanned reconstructions and residue analysis, researchers found traces of tartaric acid and copper salts consistent with electrochemical reactions. When assembled in arrays, the jars produced a stable current of 12 volts, exactly the level needed for low-temperature electroplating. And that discovery suddenly connected dots that had puzzled historians for years. Many Parthian and Mesopotamian artifacts show layers of gilding so thin and uniform that brushing or hammering couldn't explain them. Could these have been electroplated? Were ancient craftsmen using simple batteries to create jewelry, amulets, and statues that shimmered like sunlight? If so, the implications are staggering. Electricity, centuries before Benjamin Franklin, millennia before Faraday, harnessed not for lighting cities, but for beautifying temples. Yet another mystery remains. Why were these devices hidden? Only a handful have ever been found, suggesting they weren't mass-produced. Were they temple secrets? Guild tools guarded by artisans? Or fragments of an early scientific experiment that was abandoned when its purpose was misunderstood? Whatever their origin, the Baghdad Batteries hint that our ancestors weren't just dreamers of myth. They were experimenters, engineers, and tinkerers who stumbled onto principles that modern science would not rediscover until the 18th century. So when you hear the crackle of static in a storm, imagine an ancient Mesopotamian craftsman watching a faint spark leap between copper and iron and realizing, however briefly, that he had captured the lightning of the gods. High in the Bolivian Andes, 13,000 feet above sea level, lies Puma Punku, the door of the Puma. It's part of the greater Tiwanaku archaeological complex, once the spiritual and political heart of a civilization that flourished more than 1,500 years ago. At first glance, it looks like a jumble of megaliths scattered across the plateau, toppled walls, half-carved blocks, immense lintels. But on closer inspection, the stones reveal something almost impossible: machined precision in one of the harshest environments on Earth. These blocks are carved from andesite and red diorite, stones so hard that modern quarrymen use diamond-tipped saws to shape them. Yet here, ancient builders achieved perfect right angles, interlocking H-shaped joints and drill holes so smooth and concentric they resemble modern core samples. Some stones weigh over 130 tons, yet they fit together with tolerances finer than a sheet of paper. Archaeologists once thought copper chisels could have done it, until experiments showed that even hardened bronze tools barely scratched the surface. Recent three-dimensional laser scans revealed patterns consistent with ultrasonic vibration marks, a phenomenon usually produced by high-frequency cutting tools. Could the Tiwanaku have developed a lost stoneworking technology, perhaps using abrasive slurry and acoustic resonance to achieve results indistinguishable from modern machining? Or were they inheriting techniques from an even older, unknown culture whose secrets vanished long before recorded history? Adding to the mystery, these stones are aligned to astronomical markers, solstices and equinoxes, with uncanny accuracy. The Tiwanaku built without mortar, yet the joints lock so tightly that not even a razor blade can slip between them. In a region prone to earthquakes, that precision allowed the structures to flex and survive, while others crumbled. Some theorists see Puma Punku as a remnant of an Andean technological golden age, lost to cataclysm, a time when engineering, geometry, and cosmology were inseparable. Others point out that myths from the region speak of Viracocha, a bearded god who taught men to carve stone and measure the heavens. Whatever the truth, Puma Punku stands as one of archaeology's greatest enigmas. Whether built by ingenious stonemasons with forgotten techniques, or aided by tools we've yet to rediscover, the result is the same: a precision that defies time itself. Walk among those scattered monoliths as the sun rises over Lake Titicaca, and you'll feel it, that uneasy sense that the stones are whispering a story older than any empire, carved with hands that knew something we have long since forgotten. In 1898, during an excavation near the Saqqara necropolis, just south of Cairo, archaeologist Khalil Messiha uncovered a curious object lying among papyrus fragments and funerary goods. It was small, just under 7 inches long, carved from sycamore wood, shaped like a bird. It had wings, a tail, and a beak, but no legs. At first, curators cataloged it as a toy, perhaps placed in the tomb of a child. But when modern researchers examined it decades later, they noticed something unusual. The tail wasn't that of a bird. It was vertical, like the stabilizing rudder of an airplane. The wings weren't curved randomly, they followed the contours of modern glider designs. When scaled up and tested in wind tunnels, the little Saqqara bird generated real aerodynamic lift, performing far better than an ordinary carving. In computer airflow models, its shape matched the profile of a swept-wing sailplane, complete with the correct ratio of span to fuselage for sustained glide. Aerospace engineers from Cairo University reconstructed full-sized replicas using lightweight materials, even adding a missing horizontal stabilizer. And incredibly, the models flew. They didn't just fall gracefully, they glided in controlled arcs, just like an aircraft. This raised a provocative question. How could Egyptian artisans over 2,000 years before Christ have carved something so aerodynamically perfect? Hieroglyphs near its burial site mention a term, pa-it, which Egyptologists translate as to fly. Some argue this simply refers to the soul's flight to the afterlife. Others wonder if the Saqqara bird was part of a deeper understanding of airflow, balance, and motion, knowledge that may have been used in temple ceremonies, or perhaps even lost experimental devices inspired by the flight of ibis and falcons, sacred to the god Horus. Its absence of legs suggests it was never intended to perch. Some believe it could have been mounted atop a mast, acting as a weather vane, its head pointing into the wind. Others propose it was a ritual glider, released from temple roofs during festivals honoring Ra, the sun god, symbolic of the eternal flight of the divine. And yet, when viewed with modern eyes, the Saqqara bird looks unmistakably engineered. Its center of gravity, wing camber, and balance point mirror principles rediscovered only in the 20th century. Was it coincidence, genius intuition, or a surviving fragment of an ancient experiment, one that hinted at mechanical flight millennia before the Wright brothers took off from Kitty Hawk? Whatever its origin, this little wooden carving continues to defy simple explanation. In a civilization obsessed with the heavens, perhaps the Egyptians weren't just worshipping the sky. Maybe they were studying how to reach it. Deep in the rainforests of southern Costa Rica, hidden among banana plantations and jungle vines, lie hundreds of nearly perfectly spherical stones, carved, smoothed, and arranged thousands of years ago by hands we still don't understand. These are the Dikis spheres, some measuring over 8 feet in diameter and weighing up to 15 tons. Over 300 have been documented so far, scattered across the Dikis Delta, the island of Isla del Caño, and even remote mountaintops. And though they've been studied for decades, no one can explain how or why they were made. Radiocarbon testing of surrounding materials suggests they date back 1,500 to 2,000 years, crafted by the Dikis culture, a pre-Columbian civilization that vanished before the Spanish arrived. The stones themselves are carved from granodiorite, a dense volcanic rock found only miles away in the Talamanca Mountains. To transport them, ancient builders would have had to move massive blocks through miles of jungle terrain, without wheels, beasts of burden, or metal tools. Even more mysterious is their perfection. Recent three-dimensional laser scans by the University of Costa Rica reveal deviations of less than 2 millimeters across diameters exceeding 6 feet. To put that in perspective, that's as precise as a modern bowling ball, carved with stone hammers and sand abrasives. But precision isn't the only mystery. Many of the spheres are strategically arranged, in lines, triangles, and spiral patterns. Some align to solar and lunar cycles. Others correspond with the rising points of constellations as they appeared 1,500 years ago. A few seem to mark ancient trade routes or ceremonial centers, like an astronomical map etched into the landscape. Locals tell stories that the spheres are the stones of the gods, remnants of lightning strikes or divine weapons. Spanish explorers thought they guarded hidden gold. Even modern geologists have struggled to explain how such symmetry was achieved using primitive means. Could these spheres have served as astronomical observatories, allowing priests to track solstices and equinoxes? Were they symbols of political power, representing perfection and control? Or perhaps, as some fringe theorists suggest, they were navigation markers, geospatial beacons pointing to something larger, ley lines, energy grids, or ancient migration paths lost to time. Whatever their purpose, the Diki spheres stand as one of the most extraordinary examples of prehistoric geometry on Earth. Massive, silent, and enduring. Today, many of them sit where they were found, surrounded by jungle that still hums with cicadas and mystery. The rain polishes them daily, and in the fading light, they seem almost alive. Hundreds of ancient eyes, watching, waiting, daring us to remember the forgotten civilization that once carved the world into perfect form. Before there was Sumer, before the ziggurats of Ur or the tablets of Babylon, there was an earlier civilization that quietly laid the foundations of Mesopotamian culture, the Ubaid people. They lived between 5500 and 4000 BCE in what is now southern Iraq, and they left behind one of archaeology's most unsettling mysteries. Buried in ancient strata at sites like Eridu, Al-Ubaid, and Ur, researchers have uncovered dozens of small clay figurines, humanoid in shape, but with elongated heads, slit-like eyes, and lizard-like faces. Some hold staffs or scepters, others cradle infants with the same reptilian features. Their posture is human, upright, intentional, even regal, yet their anatomy is anything but. The craftsmanship of these figures is startling for their age. The lines are symmetrical, the detailing precise, the surface polished smoother than most pottery from 2,000 years later. Under magnification, the facial proportions are biologically consistent, not artistic exaggerations, as if modeled after something observed firsthand. Carbon dating places them as early as 5000 BCE, predating the rise of the Sumerians by over a millennium. At that time, metallurgy in the region was still primitive, yet some figurines contain traces of metallic pigment embedded in the clay, including copper and an unknown iron-tin compound. These microscopic flecks are uniform, suggesting deliberate mixing, not contamination. No smelting furnaces from that period could have produced it. To this day, scientists can't agree on their purpose. Some propose they represented deities of fertility or hybrid guardians tied to the early cult of Enki, the water god of Eridu, half man, half serpent. Others see them as ritual idols, perhaps linked to a mythic memory of something the Ubaid actually witnessed. There's an eerie echo here. The Sumerians who followed them spoke of the Apkallu, wise beings from the deep, often described as part human, part fish or reptile, who brought knowledge to mankind before the flood. Were these figurines primitive depictions of those same mythic teachers? Of course, mainstream archaeologists reject any alien or non-human explanation. They say it's stylization, symbolism, nothing more. But the precision of the forms and the inexplicable pigments continue to raise eyebrows even among conservative researchers. What cannot be denied is that the Ubaid culture vanished mysteriously around 4000 BCE, replaced by the sudden flowering of Sumerian civilization, with writing, mathematics, and monumental architecture appearing almost overnight. Did they pass their knowledge forward, or did they disappear into the sands, leaving only these reptilian sentinels to guard their memory? When you stand before the Ubaid figurines in the Baghdad Museum, their eyes seem to follow you, cold, intelligent, and ancient. Whatever they represent, they challenge our understanding of how far back advanced knowledge and the imagination that birthed it might truly go. In the rolling hills of Zhejiang Province, China, lies one of the most jaw-dropping enigmas of ancient engineering, the Longyou Caves. Discovered only in 1992, when local farmers drained a seemingly ordinary pond, they revealed beneath the water a hidden world, 24 vast hand-carved caverns, each one cut into solid sandstone with almost impossible precision. These chambers are monumental in scale, up to 30 meters high and extending thousands of square meters each. Their walls, ceilings, and pillars are covered in meticulously parallel chisel marks, etched at precise 60-degree angles, perfectly uniform across every surface. Not a single block of rubble was found nearby, as if the millions of cubic meters of stone removed simply vanished. And yet, no historical record mentions their construction. Not in Qin annals, not in Han archives, not even in local folklore, an absence that baffles Chinese historians. A project of this magnitude would have required thousands of laborers, decades of work, and the logistical capacity of an empire. And yet, silence. The cave's geometry is astonishing. Engineers have measured identical proportions across chambers separated by hundreds of meters, suggesting a coordinated design. Their acoustic properties are even stranger. When struck, the walls emit deep, resonant tones that sustain for several seconds, almost like the resonance chambers of a musical instrument. Some frequencies align with the Schumann resonance, the natural electromagnetic heartbeat of the Earth itself. Were these resonance effects intentional? Recent acoustic studies suggest they might have been. The chamber's patterns and angles seem to maximize harmonic standing waves, amplifying certain tones, as if the builders understood how sound could shape and focus energy. Some researchers now speculate the caves were not dwellings or tombs at all, but giant vibration chambers, possibly used for ritual or technological purposes long forgotten. Even their preservation defies belief. After over 2,000 years submerged, their carved surfaces remain crisp, unweathered, almost polished. That suggests the builders used coating materials or sealing methods unknown to conventional archaeology. No soot residue, no tool debris, only perfect symmetry and silence. Who built them? And for what? If they were quarries, where is the stone that was extracted? If they were temples, why no altars or inscriptions? Some propose the caves may have been part of a hydraulic acoustic system, a way to manipulate water pressure and vibration in ways we no longer understand. Others suggest the simplest and strangest idea of all, that they were never finished because their builders vanished before completing their work. Today, walking into the Longyou Caves feels like entering a cathedral built by forgotten engineers. The air is still and cool, the light diffused like underwater sunbeams. The walls shimmer with thousands of hand-cut grooves, each stroke deliberate, each line a mystery. No one knows how or why these 24 caverns were carved, only that they stand as a message from the deep past, a place where stone itself hums with hidden purpose. Perhaps the truth of the Longyou Caves lies buried deeper still, beneath layers of time, myth, and silence. So, which technology was your favorite? Leave a comment and let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe these discoveries prove nothing, or maybe they prove everything. Across continents and millennia, we find patterns of impossible knowledge, from Greece to Mesopotamia, Egypt to China. Were these glimpses of forgotten human genius, or echoes of contact with something far beyond our world? Let's hear what you think. Drop a comment with your favorite ancient mystery. Hit that like button if you want more deep dives, and don't forget to subscribe for more exciting adventures and mysteries. Until next time, keep your mind open and your eyes on the past. See you in the next video.